Bonjour, mes petits amis. Aujourd'hui, nous allons en France pour faire de la pêche. We're going fishing, basically. And here is my fishing chum for the week, the one and only Scott of Bait Tech fame.
I like that.
Yeah. What are we hoping for this week, mate?
Good laughs, new PBs. Any fish on the bank will do for me, I'm afraid.
Okay, a couple of bream then.
That'll do. It's a week off work and I'm fishing. I'm happy.
Eventually arrived at Lac De Lumiere after a very long journey. We've got the rods out, everything's in position, and I've had one fish already.
Well, I've literally only been here a couple of hours at Lac De Lumiere and I've had my first bite, this 25-pound common on the krill and tuna. First time I've used this bait over in France and couldn't be happier.
Right, we finally arrived. It was a long journey like Michael said. We flipped a coin for our pegs. I've managed to get the right hand side, so I've got a nice long margin bank and a far corner. Michael's already had one off the far bank, just a rod length off of one of the further pegs. Stunning common, so fingers crossed, let's hope I can get one too.
Hello and welcome to Lac De Lumiere, which is a very picturesque 4.5 acre lake which is in the Cher region of France. It's an old limestone quarry which makes it a very deep lake in places. On average at the moment it's about 14 feet, and there are some deeper places which go up to about 20 foot. This lake hasn't really been fished much as a commercial fishery over the years, so the stock is a bit of an unknown entity. What we do know is that the biggest fish at the moment is a grass carp which goes around 55 pounds, and there's another 50 plus grass carp in here. There are mirrors that go to over 40 pounds, and a few years ago one was caught at 48 but hasn't been seen since. And there are a good head of 20s and 30s in here as well, so really we're dying to have a crack at this lake and see what it's going to throw up for us this week.
Well, here's the second fish from the Lac De Lumiere trip. It's this 30-pound 8-ounce mirror caught on an 18mm triple end pop-up over a bed of 18mm matching freebies. It's been a bit quiet today, so to get this one on the bank's great. Let's hope there's a few more on the way.
Well, it's been a long time coming for me, but I stuck to my guns, freshened up some bait, and finally the right hand side of the peg has produced this stunning 22 and a few ounce common. Certainly made me feel a bit warmer this evening. Let's hope for some more.
It's the small hours of the morning now and I've just landed another fish. It's the best one so far. It's just a nudge over 34 pounds. Put up a hell of a fight at range, and again nailed on an 18mm triple end pop up on a multi-rig. Session's going well. It's first light on another freezing cold morning. My hands are literally ready to drop off here, so I'm not going to hold this one for too long. It's 26-pound mirror on a very, very cold morning with a hard frost and a bit of ice, but still it's very welcome. This is fish number 5. Morning, mate.
Good morning.
Warm enough?
I am now, I've got my jacket on. I should have taken everyone's advice and put the overwrap on, but
Yeah, you're a nutter, mate.
it's fresh. It's fresh.
So what happened last night?
A few more fish. I stuck to my guns, kept one rod over to the margin, finally had one. I think it was 22.8, I believe. Another pristine common. Then yours went. When's that?
34.
34. And then I slept through your last two. But I'll make up for it. Kettle's on. We're going to have a nice cup of tea.
Lovely.
And then get back onto them again.
Sounds good, mate.
That's it.
One of the baits we've been using on this session is the brand new krill and tuna boilie from Bait Tech. These boilies are a fish meal bait with a warm red colour, and they've got 5 different types of meal in them, including LT94 fish meal, tuna meal and kelp meal. As well as the boilies themselves, which are available in 10, 15 and 18 mil, there are a number of different products that go with them. So you've got a whole range of hook baits ranging from pop-ups, wafters, washed out baits, and also an awesome CSL glug. The krill and tuna boilies have been successful for us on this session, so I'd certainly recommend getting on it soon. This is a little tip regarding rig choice and your bait presentation. One of the things I often like to do is mix up baits a little bit, as I feel it can give you a little bit of an edge sometimes. I often fish snowman rigs. I don't particularly fish anything complicated rig wise. 90% of the time it'll either be a multi-rig or a snowman. And the way I'm fishing the snowman rig on this session is to take an 18mm krill and tuna bottom bait and then top that with a super fruit pop-up. Yeah, they're different flavours of baits, but I do find that if you often mix fish meal and fruit flavours, for some reason they seem to go together quite well. And also the super fruit pop-ups are very bright, so they come in a variety of colours from yellow to white to pink. And I think if you top that bottom bait, the duller bottom bait obviously, with a brighter pop-up, that makes it more visually appealing. And that's certainly done me a few bites on this session and others as well, so I'd recommend giving this a go. Bonjour mes petits amis, it's me again. It's Tuesday morning and not a lot else has happened. A couple of the other guys that were fishing with us, they had a couple of double figure fish during the night. As for myself and Scott, we didn't get anything. I'm quite relieved, to be honest, because it was absolutely tossing down all night. It's only just really stopped. So we're having a little bit of a rethink, and rods will be going out again soon. We shall see what happens. Au revoir.
Good morning, it is now Wednesday. Another quiet night for us, I'm afraid. However, this morning, Michael and Steve had just have another one, just shy of 20, stunning mirror. They're putting it back now as we speak. But as you can see, it's a very misty morning, another different day on the lake here at Lumiere. Just going to quickly run through with you one of the baits I'm using on this session, which is the Triple N boilie. Now this bait was released in 2017, and as the name suggests, it has 3 types of nut. It's a mix of peanut, hazelnut and tiger nut, including the flowers. Added in with this is milk proteins, all mixed into the highest possible nutritional value. Now these boilies are available in 10mm, 15mm and 18mm, shelf life and freezer range, and along with that we also have glugs, oils, pop-ups, wafters and hard hookers. Now I'm feeding loose feed mixed up of 10s, 15s and 18s, which I've washed out to make it look like it's on the lake bed for longer, hopefully making it a bit more appealing to the carp, thinking it's a safer bait to take. On top of this I've also added some of the nutty oil just to give it an extra boost of flavour. Fishing on top of this, I'm using the 15mm pop-ups. I've gone with the washed out pink and white. They also come in its neutral colour. To coincide with the range are the 18mm hard hooking dumbbells. Now these have been made a lot firmer than the rest of the range, helping you with any nuisance fish that might be in the lake, along with crayfish. Okay, so my choice of rigs for this session, with the bottom being covered in detritus and a bit up and down, I've opted for Ronnie rigs on one. This is tied up with the 15mm washed out pink Triple M pop-up. Sits perfect, Hook's perfect every time. Second choice of rig I've gone for is commonly known as the German rig. On this I've got one of the 15mm wafters. This allows the hook to sit flat on the deck and the bait just to hover above it, looking tantalising.
Well, it's been a long time coming for this next fish, but on the Wednesday evening it's finally here. This dinner plate of a 28-pound French mirror, caught on an 18mm triple end pop-up over a scattering of freebies over at the far bank. Very pleased with this, and hopefully it's going to bring on a few more tonight. Bonjour mes petits amis, c'est moi encore une fois avec une chaîne dans le coin. Yeah, it's Wednesday evening. It's been another very slow day. The sun got out quite a lot today, so it's been quite warm. About an hour ago, Steve managed to land another fish, which was just over £20. I think it was about 21, 22. So that was a good result there. And then about half an hour ago, I had my sixth fish, which was a 28-pound mirror. So overall, I'm delighted with that. We're just hoping that because it's been quite warm today, the fish are going to start moving around a bit more at night, because I suspect they've kind of been holed up in the left hand corner of the lake from where we are, and then sort of creeping out a little bit at night, but hopefully they'll get on the move a bit more tonight and might get a few more bites. It's a little after 2 in the morning now, and just got this one 32-pound mirror. Had to go out in the boat to get it. Thanks to Mike for his assistance with that. Yeah, another one falls to the triple N. Well, it's now just after first light. I've nailed this 21-pound 10 common. Again on a triple N, 18mm pop-up. And again, it was a boat battle. This one probably put up more of a scrap than any of the others, in fact. And it's probably the smallest one so far, but he's definitely very welcome. Bonjour day, tout le monde. It is Thursday morning. Had a bit more action last night. Mike had a 31-pound common. That was closely followed by a 32-pound mirror for me, and then at first light a 21-pound common, which gave me a right run around in the boat. As per how this session's gone, things have gone quiet again as we approach midday, and I estimate that things won't pick up probably again till later this evening, so we'll see how it goes. We are going into the penultimate night at Lac De Lumiere. Scott, what are we thinking?
Very confident. Finally bagged my second fish today. Another amazing common, just shy of £20. The fish seem to be moving out a little bit more. Temperatures held all day, and the lake's looking really good for another bite.
And I'm considering myself lucky to be alive after having found a snake underneath my bed chair.
It was funny. Maybe not for you, but for the rest of us.
Oh man, I'm never going to live that one down.
No.
Didn't scream like a girl, honest.
Not much.
Anyway, hoping for no snakes and more fish. Okay, I'm here lakeside with Mike and Steve, and they've been fishing with us this week here at Lac De Lumiere, and obviously guys, you're regulars here, so Steve, when was the first time you came?
First time we came here was September 2017. It was a sort of an impromptu trip, just sort of found out through a friend, and just sort of stumbled across the place really, and never really looked back since.
And Mike, what's the best hit of fish you've had out of here over the years? Because how many times have you been?
This is my 5th trip now. I come over in August with the better half, but usually sort of 11, 12 fish on a week. It's sort of been the regular stamp out of here. Obviously depending on the conditions and that, but It's a good lake with a good stock of fish.
And what's the biggest one you've had so far?
The biggest one is a grass carp at 5212 from the far corner. There's 3 resident grassies in here, and I had all three of them on 3 consecutive nights from the same spot, but we just haven't seen them since. They're at 5212, 49.8 and a 47. Big lumps.
And Steve, what is it about the place that keeps you coming back all the time?
There's so many things. It's the unknown, because it's a relatively new water for us. It's the look of the place. It's right in the middle of the French countryside. It's so quiet. It's just a lovely, lovely place to be. The owner absolutely cannot do enough for you. He's the nicest bloke I've ever met. He really is a really top man, and just genuinely a really nice lake, really.
And have you found the use of the Triple N since that started going in? Have you noticed any sort of change in your catch rates?
Unbelievable. I mean, we spoke off camera what we feel about the bait, and we just think it's right up there with the top baits. Right from the off, the fish just eat it and eat it and eat it, and they just don't stop. And the more you put in, the more they eat. They just love it.
Excellent. Well, we've got a couple of nights left. I don't think we've even scratched the surface of the potential of this place this week. I mean, the biggest we've had so far is 34, but obviously there's much bigger fish in here.
Yeah.
Conditions have been challenging, to say the least. But like I said, we're hoping for something else on the next couple of nights, and see where we go from here. And you never know, we might all end up back here fishing again. But it has been a pleasure fishing with you this week, gentlemen.
Likewise.
No worries. Hope you come back.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
What have you just caught, mate?
Suntan.
What else?
Bream.
Sorry, can't hear you on camera. The microphone's not very sensitive.
Oh, I can't remember what it was now.
I do. It's a bream. It's a bream.
Yeah, thanks for that, guys.
Big one. Nice. Great big.
Trouble is, it hadn't registered.
On the right, they said, mate. On the right.
I said I was coming to France for a bit of bream fishing.
Yeah.
Just as well then.
I'm happy.
And
The carp.
Well done, mate, Scott. And you were glad you're on the right.
Exactly.
It's a stitch up. Well, as you can gather, it's been a very quiet night, because obviously we haven't posted any updates other than this. And Scott has just brought his rod in to find a very snotty creature attached that he had to go and release out in the boat.
Decent size, though, I must admit.
Well, yeah, there's more action than I've had all night. These rods have been completely silent. So, it is the last day. Let's see what we can do.
Go.
Well, it's the last day of the trip, and the most stunning fish I've caught this week has come out. I think I'm going to call this one the double lin, because it's almost a fully scaled mirror, but it's got like double linear patches on both sides. It's a lovely fish caught from the far bank on a Triple N. Triple N 18mm. Triple N 18mm pop-up over a bed of other Triple N boilies, and I'm absolutely delighted with it. Well, at £18, this fish is the smallest one that I've caught this week, but he's certainly in lovely condition, like all of the fish here at Lac De Lumiere. And again, this one fall into an 18mm Triple N pop-up on a multi-rig. Happy days. Well, this is what you call definitely one for the future. Just look at the scales on this mirror. Again, caught on the far bank, triple end doing the business once more on this trip. And yeah, this is definitely one of the prettiest ones in the lake. I'll hopefully see you again when you're a bit bigger, mate. Well, it is the final night at Lac De Lumiere. We're just getting ready to go to bed soon. What are our thoughts, gentlemen?
Loved it, loved it. Hard fishing for me, but absolutely loved it. Every day we've had a good laugh. It's been nice, good weather, apart from ice on the first night, but loved it.
Yeah, it's been an interesting week. Plenty of runs, and yeah, just all round good company, good food, good fishing.
Yeah, second that. I think we could have had a few more, but obviously with the weather conditions. But you know, when you're fishing like you guys, it's nice. It's just good to get together, have a bit of a social, and catch fish while you're doing it. So yeah, it's all good.
Definitely.
Good times.
Absolutely. Well, let us see what tonight brings, gentlemen. We'll see you in the morning.
That's half an hour.
Cheers, mate.
Well, it's the last morning. We've been persevering all week, and finally it's paid off with a new PB, 36.2. Couldn't be happier. It's been a hard week, still a great week, and there's still a couple of hours yet.
Whee!
Yeah. Bonjour, mes petits amis. The car is loaded and we're ready to go. In more ways than one, it was a very eventful night last night, or should I say the early hours of this morning. I had a take on my right hand rod and felt a very slow plodding fish coming in with a massive ball of weed on the line, and then kind of realised, oh, it's one of the big grassies. So I was struggling a bit because of the big ball of weed on the line. So Mike kindly came over and helped me net it. So we got it in the net, everything's fine. Now everyone that's caught a big grassy will know how notorious they are for being quite volatile when you get them in the net and on the bank. But everything was fine up till this point. So decided to cut the line so that we could transfer the fish into a sling easily and lift it out. So did that. I gave Mike the sling. Mike's slipping the sling under the fish. All of a sudden, boom! Fish goes absolutely ballistic and bolts off, never to be seen again. So we believe the fish was over 50 pounds. Sadly, haven't got any pictures to show you because it shot off before we could do that. I will now hand over to Scott to tell a far more happy tale.
Yeah, eventful night for myself. Had another common on the far rod, just shy of £20. Put the rod back out after some pictures, and then early hours of this morning my right hand rod, which was locked up due to a snag, decided to give me one beep, and as I turned around, bite alarms are bending over, rod's bent round, and I was into another stunning common, this time my biggest of the week, and a new French PB for myself at £36. So very, very much appreciated that one. Has been a grueling week at times, trying to get to the fish, trying to get some out, but I've loved it. With Steve, like we said before, absolute genuine guy. The place is lovely and his plans for it are only going to see it improve. So that's it from us. Like Mike said, the car is loaded. We are on our way home, so we hope you've enjoyed this little diary piece we've done for you, and we'll catch you again soon.